Influences on American government. Our content standard is Civics 1, compare influences of ancient Greece, the Roman Republic, the Judeo-Christian Tradition, the Magna Carta, Federalism, the Mayflower Compact, the English Bill of Rights, the House of Burgesses, and the Petition of Rights on the government of the United States. Ancient Greece. Athens, a city-state in ancient Greece, was an early democracy. All free men voted on all laws in a public meeting. This style of democracy is called a classical or Athenian democracy. The founders of the United States did not trust this type of democracy, seeing it as prone to mob rule or overly emotional decisions made by the majority with little regard for the rights of the individual or the minority. Rome. The Roman form of democracy is indirect democracy, or a republic. In a republic, people vote for leaders who then make laws. The founders of the United States modeled much of the government on the Roman Republic. The Judeo-Christian tradition refers to the influence of Judaism and Christianity on our culture and laws. The founders of the United States were mostly Christians and were influenced by Christian teachings, especially the Bible. However, they did not permit one religion or denomination to be an official government religion. Belief or skepticism regarding religion was the right of each individual. The Magna Carta, which is Latin for Great Charter, was forced on King John of England in 1215 by a group of barons. King John agreed that even the king was limited by law and could not seize the property of the barons without due process. No freeman shall be taken, imprisoned, diseased, outlawed, banished, or in any way destroyed, nor will we proceed against or prosecute him, except by the lawful judgment of his peers or by the law of the land. Disease, by the way, doesn't mean to make someone sick, it means to take away their property. It's an older English word. To no one will we sell, to no one will we deny or delay right or justice. The Magna Carta. The founders of the United States saw the principles of equality under the law set forth in the Magna Carta as violated by King George III and used this to justify revolt against the king. The Fifth Amendment draws directly from the Magna Carta. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. The Mayflower Compact was a contract to form a self-governing colony signed by the founders of the Plymouth Colony on November 11, 1620. It is important because it is the first written framework of self-government in the English-speaking colonies and what would later become the United States. The Petition of Right of 1628. King Charles I dissolved the English Parliament to rule England alone. Sir Edward Coke wrote the Petition of Right to remind King Charles I that the rights of the English came from the law, not from the king. Coke wrote that even the king must obey the law. Coke criticized King Charles I for failure to follow due process in prosecuting people for crimes. King Charles had people imprisoned and took their property without a fair trial. Coke stated that the people had the right to trial by jury and protection from excessive or cruel punishment. King Charles I accepted the Petition of Right in 1628, but then broke his word. The English fought a civil war. King Charles I was beheaded by the forces loyal to Parliament in 1629. The House of Burgesses. The Virginia House of Burgesses was the first elected legislature in the English-speaking colonies of the New World. The House of Burgesses served as the legislative body of the Virginia colony from 1643 to 1776. Each county had 2 burgesses. Some towns had their own burgess. George Washington and Thomas Jefferson served in the House of Burgesses. The English Bill of Rights. During the Glorious Revolution, the British Parliament dismissed King James II and replaced him with William of Orange. Parliament wrote a list of inalienable rights in 1689. Those are rights that cannot be taken away or ignored by the government, and William accepted these rights as a condition of his rule of Britain. These rights include the right to trial by jury, the right of Protestants to carry weapons, and freedom from excessive bail and cruel or unusual punishments. The English Bill of Rights is the basis for the First, Second, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, and Eighth Amendments to the U.S. Constitution. Federalism. Federalism is the rule over a single area by two or more levels of government. The highest level is the federal or national government. Government in the United States has three levels: federal, state, and local. Many sources contributed to the form of government we have today. As a former English colony, the United States government reflects the English heritage of political thought.